Whatever the team is called, they are moving the world forward. And you are making it all happen. You are at the forefront of the digital transformation, empowering organizations and teams with the technology needed to do the incredible. Because people everywhere need the best technology to deliver the best results. You provide what teams need to amplify their hard work and turn their passion into something tangible. So every team meeting, shared file, schedule, sales pitch, kudos, LOL, communication, GIF is all possible because of you.
Please welcome Jared Spataro.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome. For those of you who had a chance to attend the Modern Workplace Technical Keynote, thank you for being here. We're so excited to have you with us, and we have so much to show you in this Teams opener today. We hope you had a great time this morning, that you were able to catch Satya and all of the great announcements that he shared, as well as attended one of those technical keynotes. This session is where the rubber meets the road, where we go deeper and we talk about the product, and in particular, the technologies behind the product. And today, for the next 45 minutes, we are going to be laser focused on one of my favorite products, Microsoft Teams. Now, it's always very nice to have a roadmap for where we're going, and today I just hope you take away two big things. Number one, how you can use Teams to transform workplace collaboration. There is so much that is possible with Teams, and we're going to give you a wide tour of not only new things, but also backing up a little bit and show you some of the things that we've released over the last couple of quarters. The second big thing that we want you to take away is that we want you to understand how Teams can be used as a platform for you to build apps and streamline business processes. So much about Teams has been focused on its as a collaboration platform, but there's so much more you can do it as you think about apps and workflow. We'll be excited to share these with you today through all sorts of demos and customer stories, so let's get on our way. Let's start at the beginning and just go back 2 years ago when Teams was officially announced. It's amazing it's only been 2 years because what momentum we have seen. We released in the summer that we have over 13 million daily active users and over 19 million weekly active users. Let me pause for a moment. Those are truly active users. I know there have been some questions about that out in the marketplace, but we're excited about the momentum that we see. It's now available as a product in more than 53 languages across 181 markets. And that's because we think it's so important to ensure that the product is where the people are. And we recognize that a communication and collaboration platform has to meet the needs of people all over the planet. And it's also powering teamwork for 91 of the Fortune 100. We are proud of and humbled by the growth. But those numbers don't tell the whole story. And they definitely miss the most exciting element of the story for me, and that is the human element. And before we go any further, we just want to say a very big thank you for all of you who have supported us in this journey. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your energy and your enthusiasm. As I go out to meet with customers, I love to see in their lobbies and hallways all sorts of banners and advertisements and things for how they are rolling out Teams to change the way their people work. We love making the product, but without you, the product literally sits idle. And so thank you. We're going to talk more about where we're taking the product based on your feedback here today. Now, all of us are in a different place in our journey to the cloud. And so although some of you are very familiar with Microsoft Teams, we did think it would be useful to take a step back and talk about the value prop of Teams. It is easy to think of Teams as simply a competitor to another product, like, say, Slack. Certainly, chat is an aspect of what we're doing. But if you want to understand our strategy, you have to understand the breadth and depth of Microsoft 365. We call Teams the hub for teamwork because it is meant to take all of that breadth and depth, those rich capabilities, and surface them up. I would even go so far as to say this. Strategically, Teams is to the new Microsoft what Windows was to the old. That's important because it presents for us a framework. Sometimes we talk of it as a scaffolding that allows us to take the amazing capabilities of Microsoft 365 very broadly and put them in context for users. The magic value prop is what you see up here on the screen. It brings together chat, meetings, calling, files, and then finally a platform, as we talked about, for apps and workflows. Now, you can do this in other ways. Certainly, there are other approaches. Oftentimes, when I go out to customers and ask them what they're using, many teams will be out there using some combination of Slack, Zoom, Dropbox, perhaps Google Docs. That is another way to do it. We, however, don't think that that's a very sustainable strategy for many of our end users. It's difficult to thread the needle as you use those services. And our strategy is to bring these workloads together and to integrate them. And then if you're at the M365 work that we did today, to really bind them together with AI. Of course, all of this is built on Microsoft 365 and its foundation of management, security, and compliance. And that provides a very solid foundation for the product. I could stand here and talk about the product all day long, though, and why don't we see it in action? So we'll bring Marissa out, and we're going to show you some of the most requested Teams features that we are adding as a result of your feedback. Marissa, over to you.
Thank you, Jared. Hi, everyone. My name is Marissa Salazar, and I'm here to show you a bunch of exciting new Teams features. But I first want to take a moment to remember why we call Teams the ultimate hub for teamwork. And the reason really is that it brings together absolutely everything that you need to get your work done. So first, let me talk about chat. We, of course, have one-on-one chats. We have group chats. We have rich editing capabilities within those. I can add attachments and fun things like stickers and GIFs. And right here from within my chat, I can actually promote this chat to a call or a video call to connect right away with my colleagues. Or if I have more scheduled meetings, I would head over here to my calendar and I can join my Teams meetings from here. I have my calling and the rich telephony capabilities that me and my organization need. And of course, I have my files. So I have all the recent files that I've been working on here, no matter where they're stored. And I can, of course, edit those either within Teams or in their desktop applications. But regardless, I can be confident that I'm working on the latest and greatest versions of those files. But as Jared said, Teams is much more than just a chat-based workspace. The power really comes when we create teams of people who are within and outside of our organization, and then segment our work by channels underneath to stay organized. So I am in a channel right here. I can see that I can mention my colleagues, I can create announcements, I can really stay up to date and have these persistent and threaded conversations. And then me and my team together have ready access to all of the files that we together are working on as a team within the context of this channel. And then I can customize this workspace with up to hundreds of different types of applications to really make this workspace our own. So we built Teams for you guys. We built Teams for our customers. So we really care about what you need and what you think. And a lot of that is about what you ask for. So I'm going to share 7 new exciting Teams features with you right now. And many of these are the top features that you've requested in the past year. So first and foremost, I'm so excited to say that private channels are now available in Teams. So you can see here by this beautiful lock icon, secure private channels really means that I can create channels within a team that are viewable and accessible to only certain members of that team. So maybe this is where you share your team's budget breakdown or have confidential conversations. It's very important to keep those channels limited to only those necessary audiences, but without having to create a whole new team. So if I were to create a new channel within this team, I have the ability to make it private or not. So awesome. The next experience I think you're going to be pretty excited about is the ability to have multiple chats open at the same time. That new multi-window experience is here. Yes. So maybe I want to talk to a bunch of different people at the same time. Maybe I need access to other things that I have going on in Teams. I can do that now with multi-window support. Sometimes I'm joining meetings and I still need access to my chats. Maybe I'm having a conversation on the side. Maybe I need access to information in a channel. I can just pop out my meeting right here and still have Teams available for me at my fingertips. Now, the next experience I want to talk to you about is one that I am personally very excited about, because if you're anything like me, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything that you have going on within a given week. I keep a to-do list over in one application. I flag emails in Outlook. I'm assigned tasks in planners across my various teams. And now with the new tasks experience in Teams, I can have one singular view of everything that I have going on. So here first, I have my personal tasks. This is a running list I've created for myself that nobody else can see. Next, I have those that are assigned to me. So this is across various channels or different planners that I have tasks assigned to me in. Or I can look at things by a specific work stream. So here I can see those tasks that are assigned to me and that are assigned to others, as well as those details that are associated with each task, like priority, their due date, et cetera. And then, of course, I have all these great different views that I can click into. So I can view this by boards, by chart, or by schedule if I want to see where all of these tasks line up on a calendar. It's really awesome. So there was a ton of great engineering work done to make this happen. But now, since all of these experiences are based on the same underlying task technology, I'm able to always have this one singular view of everything that's going on, and it's frankly made my life a whole lot easier. So Teams is great for high-velocity teamwork, but if you're at an organization of almost any size, there are often these larger conversations that are happening, in a company at large, and that's where Yammer fits in. So you'll notice over here on my left-hand rail, my beautiful new Yammer app pinned to my left-hand rail. So the new Yammer app in Teams allows me to jump into those larger communities and, either that I'm interested in or involved in, and have that rich Yammer experience that I know and love. So let's look at our CEO Connection community here. I don't often get a chance to work directly with our executives, but in my CEO Connection Yammer community, I can actually engage in dialogue directly with our leadership, and then also keep up to date with all the great content and events that are being shared here. So like I mentioned before, Teams really provides that connected experience across Microsoft 365. So instead of collaborating with my team in one place and connecting with my organization in another, we've brought those Teams and Yammer experiences together so you can stay productive in your one hub. Okay, now I'm going to talk about another highly anticipated integrated experience. Anybody? I'm talking about Outlook. So Teams is my hub for getting work done, but we know that that's not the only way that people communicate. So we've created this great integration between Teams and Outlook to make it easier to share conversations from one app to another. So let's take an example. Maybe I'm an account manager at a design firm. I work with my team of designers over in Teams, but I engage with my customers here in Outlook. So I have some design requirements that were given to me by a customer, and I need to share those with my team. So I'll make sure to put this into my design channel. And as you can see here, they have access to not only the body of that email, so the content, as well as the attachments that it came with. So they can have all the information that they need to, get started on this project. And let's go see what that looks like. Oops. So I see here, this is an example of another email that was sent to this channel. I have the content of the email here, I have the attachments that were associated with it, and I can see that my team has already gone ahead and gotten started with all the context and all the information that they need. Conversely, I see my team has also completed an order here, and I'm going to share this back to my customer in Outlook, and I can do that right here. Try that once more. So there's no more copying content back and forth. It's just seamless sharing, and it's really easy and really great. Yeah. So now let's talk about meetings. Meetings, in my opinion, is arguably one of the most exciting things about Teams. And if you're not already hosting all your meetings in Teams, I encourage you to start today. It's really awesome. So I work remote from my core team most of the time. So whenever I join meetings, I always turn on my camera so they can see my smiling face. And you might be familiar with background blur in Teams meetings. We've now taken it up a notch and added customized backgrounds so I can instantly transport myself to a more professional setting. And then, of course, I can upload, my custom images here. So the thing that's so cool about features like this is it's actually making people more comfortable. Hi, Pete. It's actually making people more comfortable turning on their video during meetings and having face-to-face interactions with their colleagues. And it really does make all the difference. It's a big game changer. I see Pete's relaxing at the beach this afternoon. Lucky. The last feature that I want to share with you all in Teams really is a huge game changer. Just like you can turn on closed captions while you're watching a movie, I can now turn on live captions in Teams meetings.
Whether you're hard of hearing, are in a noisy environment, or perhaps English is not your first language, live captions make it easier to follow along in your Teams meetings.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pete. So I've just shared a ton of new features with you guys right now, from improvements to your collaboration experiences to integrations with both Yammer and with Outlook. And we have a ton more to share with you throughout the week. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. Back to you, Jared.
Thank you, Marissa. Fantastic. Let me just spend a moment more on meetings. So many people know about what we can do with chat and with the basic collaboration capabilities of Teams. We have 4 announcements related to meetings that I want to share with you. The first one is a focus on devices. We continue to expand out the devices that we are supporting with Teams and that allow Teams to become a great meeting experience. That includes our team meeting rooms experiences, as well as smaller devices that help you to use Teams within an office, maybe even on the go. I'm pleased to announce today a new category of devices that we are calling collaboration bars. Now here you see we have 2 partners that have been working with us, Link and Poly. And here you see a collaboration bar that takes this regular screen and turns it into a meeting device. The way we think about this is for smaller kind of huddle spaces. The device itself is very small. You simply plug it into a network connection and then into the TV screen itself. And if the screen is not a touch screen, in this case, the Link device comes complete with a remote that has a little Teams button. You just touch that button, you're able to join the Teams meeting. So it's a fantastic innovation. We're really excited about these collaboration bars because they give us an opportunity to expand the ways in which Teams can be used. Now for our second announcement, I want to turn to Cisco, one of our valued partners. We're expanding our partnership with Cisco, and in particular, expanding it to include interop. We'll be enabling Cisco WebEx video devices and Cisco SIP video conferencing devices to connect to Teams meeting services. What that means is that Cisco, thank you, we're excited about it. I'm glad you are too. What that means is that Cisco is creating something called a Cisco interop service, and that will be certified as a Teams Cloud Video Interop solution, or a CVI solution. This allows our customers to have more choice. Of course, they already have choice with great partners like Pexic, BlueJeans, and Poly, but Cisco opens new doors for us, and we hope that you'll be as excited about it as we are. For our third announcement, we have been working with both Cisco and Zoom, pioneering an approach for interop of meeting room devices using web-based, browser-based technology. Working with these 2 vendors, we will enable what we call direct guest join with the latest devices from these 2 vendors. What this looks like, as you can see on the screen, is that the meetings will show up and they will appear there as if they're any other meeting, and when you join, you will join through the web client of that vendor's meeting service. As an end user, you don't know the difference. It's going to feel very seamless to you, but this allows us to do something that's very special. Not all the way down to CVI, but an interop that allows us to take advantage of the fact that we recognize that it's a pretty heterogeneous world. So a really nice innovation. The fourth announcement related to meetings today is managed meeting rooms. We announced this earlier in the Microsoft 365 Tech keynote. This is interesting because we're doing some great work just in the Teams product itself to ensure that you can monitor and manage your meeting rooms. You can do that all on your own. You certainly don't need us. But as I have been out with customers, I certainly have heard a lot of you tell me, hey, there are certain very high value meeting rooms where we'd love to have Microsoft manage them and help us understand if they're working well, and when they're not, help us make sure that we get them back online. That is exactly what this managed meeting room service does. It is a managed service from Microsoft that includes room monitoring, incident management, advanced insights, proactive security, and then access to a recommended list of partners for install, on-site support, and other value-added services. We've been doing this now kind of in the background with over 100 customers, and we already are managing 1,500 rooms. Today's announcement is the opening of a private preview to more customers. So we're excited about meetings and all we have to offer. Now, we've seen some amazing end-user capabilities, collaboration and meetings. Let's shift gears now and talk to you about broad deployment and what we're doing to help you manage and deploy teams. And for that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Karan. Welcome, Karan.
Thank you, Jared. Good afternoon, everyone. Now, Marissa just showed you a bunch of cool new features for end users. And I'm here to talk to you about 3 sets of IT professional capabilities that we're bringing to teams. We'll talk about 3 things. We're making it easy for you to deploy teams in your company. Second, security and compliance. And lastly, we'll talk about how we're making it easy for you to manage teams in your company on a daily basis. So let's get started with deployment. So here I have the Teams Admin Center, which many of you must be familiar with. And I'm really excited to announce that going forward, to make your transition to Teams much more seamless and easy, we're launching a new feature called Advisor for Teams. Advisor for Teams essentially helps you customize your plan for deploying teams in your company. So you can decide what workload you want to move. So it could be chats or channel conversations, or it could be meetings and conferencing. But the most powerful thing is when you select a workload, it gives you a step-by-step view of everything you need to do to successfully deploy teams. This is something we've heard from our customers again and again, so we're very happy to bring that to the product. Now, in the summer of this year, we also talked about that we're retiring Sky for Business Online in July 2021. So as a reminder, we've added a couple of new modes to our Sky for Business to Teams transition, where you can manage the transition on your own pace. So you can decide whether you just want to move the chats conversation to Teams and get started. You could decide to just move meetings while you're experimenting and testing Teams out. It's totally under your control. Now, we talked about deployment. Let's talk about security and compliance. The first thing I want to show you is earlier this year, we talked about data loss prevention, which essentially means an IT department is always in control of the information that they want to protect. So in this case, my IT department has decided that I cannot, or employees cannot share the credit card information. It could be social security numbers, it could be bank account information. You, as a department, have an ability to block sensitive information, right? We're taking the same security story to the next level now, and I'm excited to announce that advanced threat protection will now be available in Teams. So when someone sends you a link, Teams does a time-of-click verification, and if there's anything fishy at all about that link, it blocks you and gives you a warning. So you can be confident that your company information is always protected. Yes, please go ahead. Okay, let's change gears. Let's talk about e-discovery. Now, e-discovery is a really powerful feature if you're a company who has to submit some information in case of a legal investigation, right? So we're taking that feature even further and we're making the results richer. Now, so far, you could submit information on keywords. But going forward, when you select a particular case scenario, you will also be able to provide conversations and chats around those keywords. So when you're submitting information, it's rich and with full context. Similarly, we're taking it forward with audit log searches. Today, if you're asked to go back in time and pull together information of a message, you could only pull that information. Going forward, you'll also have access to the fact whether that message was either deleted or edited. Again, a rich scenario for you to be able to provide information if and as needed. Okay, let's talk about information barriers. So earlier this year, we talked about how information barriers is available in Teams chats and conversations. For some of you who may not know about this, it's essentially a capability for companies to decide if a certain set of users should not be able to talk to other people, right? So an example could be if you have two competing account teams, and you don't want them to be able to chat with each other or be able to share information with each other, right? So here, Alex and I are in two competing account teams, and as you can see, if I try to chat with him, I'm blocked. I can't do that. Now going forward, we bring the same capability to files, the Teams files that are backed up by SharePoint. So in this scenario, let's say I want to share a file with Alex, so I open it in SharePoint, and as you'll see, once I click share, let me try and share it with Alex here. All right, now and I'm able to share the file with Alex. Now you'll see on Alex's end, he receives an email with the file, but when he actually tries to access that file, because we've applied those information barrier policies already, he will not be able to do that. Right? I've talked to so many of our customers who've told me that the rich information barrier really helps them prevent information from being leaked or make sure that their information is secure and in control. The last thing I want to talk about is retention policies. Well, you've asked us, and we're happy to deliver that. So many of our customers have asked us for retention policies that are as low as 1 day. So I'm excited to announce that coming soon, you will be able to set up retention policies that are low as 1 day in your Teams Admin Center. Yes, please go ahead. All right, so we talked about deployment. We talked about security and compliance. Last section, let's talk about manageability, because so much of our time goes into actually doing that every day, right? So let's start with my favorite topic for an Ignite conference, PowerShell. Now, you know, every time I've talked to an IT administrator, one of the feedbacks I always get is, today, if I have to apply bulk updates to my groups, I have to write multiple lines of commands in PowerShell. Can you make it easy for me? Well, we're excited to announce, Andy, who I just talked to a few days ago, that going forward, you will be able to apply bulk updates to security groups just with a single line of command in PowerShell. Okay, let's move to the Teams Admin Center. So Marissa talked to you about how your private channels experience for end users looks like. So let's take a look at some of the capabilities on how we've evolved the experience for admins. So here in this case, if I go to my Teams policies, you'll see I can take a look at the private channels that have been set up. But as an IT admin, when I click on that, I have the control to decide who can discover private teams and who can actually create private channels. So you can always feel confident that you as an IT admin are in control. Now, one of the things that makes Teams really powerful is that it's a hub for teamwork. Now, what makes it hub really is, in addition to chats, meetings, calls, files, you can have all your apps. But at the same time, while it's great for end users, we have to make sure that IT admins feel confident that they can manage their apps and they always have control and access to information. So now, I'm excited to announce that going forward, you'll have a certified app catalog available in the Teams Admin Center. So at any point in time, you have access to all the applications that are active in your tenant. And not just that, you can see all the information about those apps. Now, let me try and access the Zoho CRM. Just with one click, I'm also able to see all the information about security, compliance, and attestation that the app developer has actually provided. So as an IT admin, I'm again always in control of my data security. Last thing, it's not just apps and chats and conversations. Well, I know that so many of you are investing heavy time in your conference room setups, right? So many of you are investing in devices that will enable great meetings experience. So going forward, in the Teams Admin Center, you will also be able to manage your Microsoft Teams rooms in addition to phones. So at any point in time, you can see all the devices that you have deployed in your company. You can restart them, you can troubleshoot them, you can access all the information just from your portal. Now, I've gone through a bunch of goodness today. We talked about deployment, we talked about security and compliance, and we talked about manageability. And I know it's too much information and small amount of time, so I invite you to please attend all the other sessions where we will go in details and come and attend us, meet with us at the booth. Thanks for your time today.
Teams is like the hub. We have R&D people. We have service technicians who are maintaining elevators and escalators. Microsoft Teams allows them to work seamlessly together.
Teams has expanded organically across this organization. We had people demanding it from every corner of the business.
We're no longer emailing copies of content to each other. We're actually collaborating over single versions across geographies, multiple people at different times.
We've tried to create value chains. The great thing about using Teams is that we've been able to create specific channels that allow communication to be way more efficient.
Microsoft Teams will change the healthcare space. We are able to do real-time assessments of our clinicians and providers doing interactions with the patients and the families.
Teams has absolutely empowered my team. They feel like they can go and make decisions, and they feel just as involved now with the business as I do.
All right, let's now turn our attention from transforming workplace collaboration over to Teams as a platform. As you see on this slide, there are two really big ideas that we want to share with you here. The first is our investments in industry and first-line worker scenarios. Here I want to take a moment to just tell you how we're organizing ourselves differently than we ever have before. On the Teams engineering team, we actually have resources that are now dedicated to go into select verticals and to look very carefully at the business processes that make that vertical tick. That means we literally are embedding engineers and having them go the rounds with doctors and nurses, be on a shop floor, even be out in retail environments to see what type of technology they need. Now, the opportunity here for us is pretty tremendous. First, it's just a new model for us as Microsoft. That's why this is so strategic. But second, we look at these first-line workers who represent more than 2 billion people across the planet and recognize that a lot of the productivity innovations we've all seen over the last 10 years have passed them by. If you work in an AT&T store here in the United States, for instance, or in retail, in any number of scenarios, you certainly don't carry a PC with you, and there's very little productivity software or services that your company has provided. Teams gives us a platform for that, and you'll see more in just a moment. The second big opportunity, as you see on the right-hand side, is apps and workflows. Here, we look at the opportunity to allow you to have no-code, low-code, and custom code opportunities for solutions. All three of those scenarios are super important. Out of the box, you can already use apps that are fantastic from partners like DocuSign, Trello, and GitHub. But we want you to be able to build your own, and we'll show you more of that. So let's take first a look at what we're doing for first-line worker, and for that, I'm going to turn the time over to my colleague, Kira. Kira.
Hi everyone, I'm Kira, and last year at Ignite, I debuted how Teams was expanding to meet the needs of all workers, from the top floor to the shop floor. And today, I am super excited to give you an update on just how far we've come. There are over 2 billion first-line workers in our global workforce today, and less than 25% of them have the technology that they need to get their jobs done. And this is important to you because they're the ones who are serving your customers, creating your products, and representing your company's brand. And while they've traditionally been underserved by technology, we're working hard to change that. And so now let's pretend that I'm an inventory specialist in retail. When I get to work, I no longer forget to clock in. And that's because with Time Clock in Teams, I can clock in and out of my shifts and breaks with the hold of a button. And my manager can geo-fence a worksite location and use GPS data to validate that I'm actually at work. And with Shifts, the schedule management tool in Teams, I no longer have to rely on taking a picture of my schedule on a break room wall. We hear from customers such as Alcoa, a large aluminum manufacturer, that they go from this to this. Shifts gives your employees one less reason to rely on unsanctioned consumer apps to communicate while on your networks. And with the Graph APIs for Shifts available, you can integrate your workforce management system. We've also heard from customers that providing teams on shared devices has been monumental. And for instance, let's say I need to take a picture of something. For example, a damaged pallet or missing product. Well, with Smart Camera in Teams, I can quickly snap a pic, smile everybody, annotate it, and send it to my colleagues. And the great thing about photos taken with Smart Camera is that they do not leave the team's network. This is a huge differentiator in comparison to apps like WhatsApp. And in those really hectic moments where I need to share updates with my team, but I don't have the time to locate each of them, I can record and share an audio message. This way, my colleagues can listen to the message while on demand. So I just shared some capabilities with you from the first-line worker's perspective, but now I'm going to switch gears to what it looks like to be a first-line manager. I oversee a really dynamic workforce, and because of that, it can be really difficult to track my employees. However, with tags via targeted communications coming soon to Teams, I can apply an identifier based on role or department type. The takeaway here is that no matter what industry you're in, for example, if you're in hospitality and you want to add tags to your front desk staff, or if you're in airlines and you want to add a tag to your flight crew, targeted communications makes it easy for you to contact who you need most. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears a bit now and tell you about 4 capabilities that's going to make it easy for you to enable Teams for your first-line workforce from an identity and access perspective, starting with delegated user management. This feature enables first-line managers to manage user credentials and password resets. As a result, first-line managers feel empowered to unblock staff issues, and it reduces the dependency on you all in terms of identity management. SMS sign-in is a new low-friction way for first-line workers to gain access to Teams via their phone number and an SMS passcode. And then thirdly, because first-line workers use so many different apps while at work, it can be really cumbersome to sign out of all of them. Global sign-out makes it easy for first-line workers to sign out of all their apps and browser sessions in just one click. And lastly, off-shift access is a setting that can be enabled by IT. It provides first-line workers with a customizable notification when they're accessing Teams on their personal device outside payable hours. So really, the takeaway here is that Teams is continuing to expand to meet the needs of all workers, from the C-suite to the first line. So now, let's roll the video and learn more about how FedEx is using Teams to transform their operations.
At FedEx, we operate one of the largest airlines in the world. We serve 98% of the world's GDP in 220 countries. That's a 24/7 365-day technology footprint that's the pulse of our company.
We don't sell products. We sell transportation in time-valued, sensitive packages, and minutes matter.
We want to reduce our delays, and Teams allows us to do that. You can imagine before Teams, it was emails get lost, phone calls that may or may not get answered.
Rather than having to go to multiple applications, you've enabled the nomadic workforce.
I'm a line maintenance technician here at FedEx. When the airplanes come in, we do our daily inspections, making sure there's no damage to the airplane. The biggest thing that we're driven for here in line maintenance is the time that the airplane is basically down. So I can use the Microsoft Teams to call engineering and do a video conference right there.
We're reducing time and making sure that there are no delays.
Mobility is everything right now. It's for the airline mechanic. It's for customs clearance officials and authorities around the world. It's for knowledge workers.
I have over 100 different tasks and projects that we're working on in AirOps technology, and Teams has made it easier to bring the right people to the right place.
Real-time communication is key, and actually be able to confirm a positive fix, I think, is the most rewarding thing for me.
A multiplier for collaboration. That's what I think Teams means to me. It's one to many, not one to one.
What I get so excited about today is the fact that the connected world is allowing people to interact and create value together in a new way. It's one of the most transformational things I've ever seen.
One of the most powerful things about Teams is that from the top floor to the shop floor line that Kira talked about. Again, as you think about the PC revolution, what it didn't include is the people who are out facing customers every day. We could stand here and talk about it forever, but I am very pleased to introduce you to one of our customers. We have been working with Telstra in Australia to help them use Teams to do the same type of thing. We have Nathan Backers, who's flown all the way from Australia to tell you more about it. Please give him a warm Ignite welcome. Nathan.
Thanks, Eric. G'day everyone, my name's Nathan Backers and I'm a product owner in the field digitisation team for Australia's leading telecommunications company, Telstra. So a quick little bit of background about myself. I started at Telstra around 10 years ago when I joined as a trainee communications technician, and it was my job to ensure our customers stayed connected by maintaining and installing aspects of our physical telecommunications network. I came to Telstra with no formal IT or developer training, but why I'm here today is to talk to you about how our team at Telstra, with the help of Microsoft Teams and the Power Platform, have been able to do three things. Firstly, provide scalable digital solutions to our thousands of frontline workers. We've been able to flatten our hierarchy through improved collaboration and engagement mechanisms, and we've been able to drive real financial gains and also improve on customer outcomes as a result of the tools and processes that we've implemented. So a little bit more about field services at Telstra more broadly. We have several thousand highly skilled technicians and subcontractors who service our millions of customers across the entire continent of Australia. And it's my team's job to provide these technicians with the tools to help overcome the vast distances, the remote locations, the complex processes, and the ever-changing technology landscape to help serve our customers. Our techs were trying to manage all of this on various bespoke tools while switching between their PCs and their tablets, and in some cases even paper. So we thought about how we could mobilise new and existing tools and processes, which is what led us to develop our very first Power App called Tide. And what Tide does is it captures systematic process issues and opportunities from our field services team members, which we then feed into our leadership using Flow to help drive operational improvement, not only in our field services business, but also upstream into our wider business as well. And because of some of the great results that we're seeing since the introduction of Tide, and also the positive user adoption and feedback of the Power Apps platform itself, we really decided to sink our teeth into the Power Apps world and developed several applications to automate and digitise a number of processes and systems across field services, which in itself created its own problem. How can we consolidate all of these tools and then introduce them into our digital ecosystem to best complement our existing tool set? And well, Microsoft Teams was a perfect answer for that. So we packaged up all of these individual applications into two strategic Power Apps called Technician Plus and Team Leader Plus. Technician Plus is for our technicians to do everything from provide an interactive catalogue of our products and services that we can offer on site to our customers, to capturing a job safety analysis before any physical work is conducted on site to ensure the health and safety of our workers. Team Leader Plus is for the managers of those technicians to help manage their day, their team, and also their performance. And we put those two Power Apps into newly created Teams channels, and on the very first day they were live, we had over half of our thousands of frontline workers jump on to check it out with no change management required. So because of the increase in usage and adoption of Teams, we also started to see some other great benefits for our business as well. We would regularly see rather senior members of our leadership team jump onto chats with technicians on the front line to hear what it's like, and that's been really good to flatten our hierarchy, and it's been a real unexpected but positive cultural change. We've connected Teams to Flow to further automate our toolset, and also connect the legacy data and systems. We've used Power BI to help visualize and also gain insights, not only from our existing company data, but the newly available operational data that we've produced using Tech Plus and Team Leader Plus. So in the space of the short amount of time that these tools have been in operation, we've been able to document and recover network damages to the tune of around $20 million. We've been able to redefine our network remediation process to leverage off the video calling capabilities within Teams to have six-figure savings within the space of a few months. And we've also been able to redefine the way we deliver content and communications out to our field workforce to be more efficient and effective than ever before. So we're continuing to develop these tool sets every single day, but because I'm developing with Microsoft tools, I don't need to worry about whether they're secure or compliant. And updating access to the systems is as simple as jumping into the admin center where I can set global or individual policies. So this has been the start of our journey with Microsoft products, but just to do a full circle, we've been able to achieve 3 great outcomes with the help of Teams and the Microsoft Power Platform. We've been able to provide scalable digital solutions to our thousands of frontline workers. We've been able to flatten our hierarchy through improved collaboration and engagement mechanisms. And we've been able to drive real financial gains and also improve on customer outcomes as a result of the tools and processes that we've implemented. So thank you very much for hearing Telstra's story with Teams and the Power Platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Fantastic. $20 million. I like the sound of that, that's for sure. Well, our time is short, and so we're going to bring this to a close. There's so much more that we wanted to show you about Teams. We're going to skip over and just leave you with a thought. We've got so much to help you with, and as we think about this journey, last year we were very focused on helping the world to know about Teams. We're in a little bit different place now. Now we want to help you adopt and get the most out of Teams. And so up here on the slide, you'll see 3 important resources I'll just point to. The first is Fast Track for Teams. This is a place where we've invested engineering resources to help you on your journey. The second, if you're a Skype customer, we have done so much work, not only in closing the gaps, but also providing specific guidance and frameworks as you move from Skype to Teams. And then finally is Teams adoption resources. These are as extensive as having adoption kits that include stickers and posters that you can put on the wall. With that, all that is left today is just to simply say thank you. We so much appreciate the partnership with you. We are so excited to see what you do with this product. We encourage you to come down to the hub and to meet with us and ask us more questions. Enjoy the rest of the week, and thank you so much for being here. Take care.